Alright, welcome bitches to the new year of Medieval Gridiron. It's time once again for John Ritchie's Power Rankings. Starting with the ass end of this list is Ty, of course. I don't know if the island sun has got to him or what, but his team is full of crap. Big problem, he's got DMC on his team. That's just like an instant fail. Amendola, also a little injury prone, so we're thinking Ty's probably going to hit the waiver wire almost all the time. Wallace, yeah, he's got crap thrown to him. Those things really tear a hole into Ty's team. He's got no big game potential, so he's going to have a low ceiling. Yeah, it's not looking good. Next up on the crap fest would be Santos. Okay, he's got Brady, Foster, obvious pick. But after that, he's looking pretty weak. Backups and timeshare players, I don't know what Zach Sudfield is, but Niners D, always fun. But who the crap are these people? Demaryius Thomas, there's all sorts of receivers in Denver. Pierre Galançon also gets injured, and he's stupid. By the way, Jonathan Dwyer, on bye and not starting. I believe he's been cut since you drafted him. Not a good sign. Next up is Brett, who traditionally I rank high because he usually goes after some good running backs, but when I look here, I see Ryan Matthews. Yeah, he's made of glass. Dwayne Bowe is always a problem. I don't think Alex Smith is going to help that situation. That and having a lot of Kansas City and San Diego people is usually not a good sign. Torrey Smith tears up big games, has 20-point games, and also has one catch for 3-yard games. So have fun with that. Alfred Morris, of course, is solid. I like that he handcuffed David Wilson, but it's just not looking like a great team. He kind of had an interesting strategy here. He doubled up on his quarterbacks, mainly because Vic won him a lot of games before, so he's got to love his butt buddy. He also got Andrew Luck. Those could be two great quarterbacks. I don't know if he's going to sell one off later or what the plan is there. He's also got two solid defenses. He's got Bears and he's got Texans. Texans because they stop people from scoring. Bears because they got Devin Hester. Now, even though he's doubled down on quarterbacks and defense, he's still got some starters in each of the positions, but they're not your top-rate starters. They're your DeMarco Murrays. AJ Green is awesome, but Colston does a lot of targets in New Orleans. So he's looking a little thin there. So it was an educated risk, but I don't know that it's really going to pay off. Cher Bear has a good core. She's got Matt Ryan, who's got two lovely targets. Steven Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. Okay, we're looking good. Vincent Jackson. Wes Welker, new system, new quarterback. Not sure what's going to happen. Steven Jackson, new system. LaShawn McCoy, new system. There's a lot of transfer over, and she's betting that some of these are going to work out. If they do, it'd be a pretty darn good team. What I really don't like is James Jones. He got all those points from touchdowns, and that's not going to happen. He drops the ball all the time. So that's why it's really hurting her ranking. Ryan's team's got some interesting stuff. He's got CJ2K. If that works out, great. But last year, he was fucking kryptonite. Lamar Miller's good. Cam Newton's solid. For a sophomore slump, he looked pretty damn good last year. Calvin Johnson, again, solid there. But then right next to him, Greg Jennings. He's got Christian Ponder thrown to him, and they're only going to have AP the whole time. Don't see that really panning out. Darrell Richardson, good value. You don't like to see a lot of Miami or St. Louis people on your team. It's not a good sign. I'm thinking Mike Williams might fill in for Greg Jennings on some of these weeks. And in the number 6 slot, you got this asshole. He had the brilliant idea of, even though he went 4-8 last year, oh hell, he'll draft the same team. You got RG3, Mojo Drew, AP, Deshaun Jackson. A lot of these are looking the same. He's looking a little stronger with wide receivers, getting Wayne and Austin and Fitzgerald. That's pretty cool. But he's really fucking weak on running backs. He's got no backups. He's got Fred Jackson. Good idea. If they're going to feed CJ Spiller the ball until he throws up, might as well have his backup, right? Zach had an interesting draft. He went with Kaepernick. That, I think, is going to make or break his season. Kaepernick had the highest ceiling, and he could possibly have the biggest sophomore slump we're going to see out of a quarterback. We got Lynch to back that up. That's good. D'Angelo Williams, not so much. Julio Jones, that's good. Sidney Rice, not so much. Rice and Williams were good back a couple years ago, but not so much recently. What I like about his draft is he's got a whole bunch of wide receivers on the bench to even things out. Bolden, Johnson, Jeffery, all those could be studs in the making. So that's what I think will help his team, a little bit of depth. Fourth on the list, we got Kevin's team. Drew Brees, Ray Rice, nice. Stephen Ridley's looked studly. Andre Johnson and Jordy Nelson, not so much before. They were really good. They had their heyday, but with Andre Johnson, all the balls are going to Foster right now. With Jordy Nelson, all the balls are going to Cobb right now. That's kind of weakened his team. He's got Rashard Mendenhall, good value pickup as a third flex spot. The real question is will his studs of Andre Johnson and Jordy Nelson return to form, or will they continue with what they did last year? John Shell in the 3 spot, definitely the highest I've ranked him before. He's got some mad running backs right here. Forte, Spiller, Bush in the flex. That's pretty nice looking. He's also got some big play receivers. He's got Hakeem Nicks, Steve Smith. They're not exactly consistent, but they can put up 20-point games every once in a while. What I really like, he's got Britt on the bench and Emmanuel Sanders on the bench to fill in if they're starting to suck it up. What I don't like about this team is Russell Wilson. He wins games, but he's not big in the fantasy points. All right? If he runs a bunch in, that's a good sign, but they start to give it to Lynch when they get down to the end zone. Also, they play very run-heavy defensive games. That's not going to help your quarterback situation. In the number 2 spot, we got Travis in the Swole Patrol. Wow, that's definitely the highest I've ranked him. Jamal Charles, that's your stud. He's just got to live up to the hype now. Ahmad Bradshaw is solid. Your wide receivers are Brandon Marshall, Roddy White, and Victor Cruz. Those have high ceiling potentials. A lot of the times they get 20-plus point games. Some other times they get 5-point games. The real question is, will it all balance out? Finally, we have Brian as our number 1 ranked team. He's got Tony Romo and Dez Bryant. They're not going to be winning a whole bunch, but they will be passing a lot. As long as Dez Bryant doesn't stab his mom in the heart or something like that, he won't have any disciplinary problems, and Bryant's team will go far. He's also got Randall Cobb. Cobb got all of Rodgers' action last year. He kept Doug Martin. That's a great start. He added on Eddie Lacy. You're never in love with a Green Bay running back. They turn over quite often, but he's drafted high. He's expected to do a lot. He's also got Antonio Brown. Not really hot on him, but right there in his bench slot, he's got a backup running back starter, Chris Ivory. He's got T.Y. Hilton. He took a lot of long passes to the house. So he's got some replacements. It's all going to shuffle out well for him.